Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If this is our first time meeting, welcome. My name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer, healer, and intuitive. And I'm the founder of Divine Feminine Works, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So today's video is a little different. I'm pretty sure if you're not new to my channel, you're used to me doing the astrology updates, the weekly astro forecast, the moon series, all of that stuff, right? But this was a video that I was not only urged to do, but I was like pushed to do, all right? It is a channeled message, and it's a message that has been hitting so hard this week. It's like everywhere I go, I've been hearing different iterations of this message. I've been hearing it in my client readings. I've been hearing it on YouTube, and Spirit was like, you really need to add your voice to this message because it's very important, particularly at this moment in time, all right? And so as you can tell by the title, abundance equals ease, right? And I know that that probably sounds maybe a little simplistic, or maybe it makes you feel good, right? Because ease is always a good thing. Although it may be something that we're not necessarily used to, I think the idea of ease is something that kind of makes people happy, or at least is something that maybe people are striving for. However, ease is not, it's like non-negotiable right now. And I will get into all of that in a little bit. But I have a whole bunch of notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm just looking down at my notes because this was definitely a lot. Spirit had a lot to say about this topic, right? So let's start with abundance, okay? Abundance is a phrase that you're going to hear a lot this year because we're in a universal 8 year. 8 is abundance. Actually, it's infinite abundance, right? If you look at the shape of 8, it's the symbol of infinity, right? Now, however, you will also hear that this abundance isn't just going to fall out of the sky, right? It's as a result of work, hard work, diligent work. 8 is associated with the planet Saturn, and Saturn is a heavy, dense energy planet. It is about obstacles, challenges, diligent work, patience, time, karma even, right? So I'm pretty sure that when you hear, all right, abundance as a result of work, you're like, all right, you're about to get into like grind mode, hustle mode. You're like, all right, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. We're making all these plans, right? Which is normal, right? That's kind of how we're conditioned. However, Spirit is like, that is so not the way to go about it, all right? This isn't about doing busy work or doing more work. This abundance that's coming to us in this year, in this universal 8 year, is coming from ease, all right? It's coming from ease. It's coming from, I guess the phrase that people have been throwing around a lot is like the soft life, right? Like it's not this get up and go, always moving, always hustling, always grinding. It's like a soft life, right? But what exactly does that mean? And how is it that we achieve that, right? So essentially, to break it down simplistically, ease equals alignment. And also, as a footnote to that, ease does not equal easy. Okay, so let me explain what this means. First, let's start with ease does not equal easy. It's not to say that living a life of ease or even living like a soft life, if you will, shouldn't be easy. However, in the time we're at right now, and with how we've been conditioned to think about work, to think about success, achieving this ease may not necessarily be an easy feat, right? And it's not about shirking your responsibilities. It's not about being lazy. It's not about just cutting corners and doing all that. That is not what ease is. Ease, like I said, is alignment. When you are in alignment, not only with who you are, but with what you are meant to do, that's when ease becomes a major factor in your life. Now, I don't know about you. I am not necessarily a spring chicken. Let's just say that. I'm not old, but I'm not young either. I'm still a millennial, but kind of an older millennial, right? And, you know, of course, we're conditioned once you get out of high school, you go to college, and then you either get a job or you get an advanced degree, and then you work and you work and you work and you work. And, that 9 to 5 life, although I'm not knocking 9 to 5 life, so please don't come for me. You're conditioned to understand and believe even that that's what work is, like constantly being busy, constantly doing things. But if you ever really took a moment to reflect on what it is that you're doing and how what you're doing contributes to the end result or the goal that you're trying to achieve, a lot of times you may realize that the work that you're doing is merely like busy work. We have this obsession, especially in Western culture, to be busy. The word productivity is such a hot button word. It's a word that garners a lot of money for people because they want to teach you how to be productive and how to be efficient and how to do more in less time. When we've come to a point where it's like more is less, or rephrase that, less is more. It's more about the importance of what you're doing, but not even so much the importance, right? Of course, we need to prioritize our work. It's not just about doing busy work, doing important work that actually moves the needle. However, if you are not in alignment, all of the work that you're prioritizing, it kind of means nothing, especially now, especially at this moment in time, right? So again, ease equals alignment. And alignment is a spiritual thing. Even if you're not someone who's overly spiritual, right? Alignment is just sort of being on the right wavelength, being, having the right vibe to attract what it is that you need, to get the guidance on what inspired action to take, not just working for the sake of working, not just being busy for the sake of being busy, or thinking that success has to come from hard, back-breaking work. Spirit is like, especially now, especially this year, it does not. And it is time for you to align yourself to your highest frequency, your highest, your most valuable timeline that allows you to experience ease in your life. Okay. So again, it's not about working harder. It's not even necessarily about working smarter. It's this concept of working in tandem with spirit. Again, it's all about alignment. All right. So currently, as I film this video, and this message, whenever this message finds you, is when you're meant to hear it, right? But as I'm filming this video, it is currently winter. It's actually January 13th. And it's the middle of winter, right? We're just fresh off the heels of the fiscal new year. So it's all about new year, new me, New Year's resolutions, blah, 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 right? And so everyone is hyped. Everyone's like, yes, I want to get this done. I want to lose weight. I want to make more money, blah, 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 blah. We're in the middle of winter, right? If you look at nature, what happens during winter? Depending on in which climate you're in, most animals hibernate. It's not a time for, doing the most, right? They spent the autumn or the fall, the lead up to winter, storing for winter because winter is hibernation, right? So trying to start something new right now can feel very challenging, right? It's like trying to move. It's like you're frozen in a block of ice and you're trying to move forward, like really difficult task. And the more you push, the more you grind, the more you hustle, you're realizing that you're really not getting anywhere. Right, because it's winter. Winter is about hibernation. But again, ease is not doing anything. Ease is not being lazy. Ease is not just sitting on the couch watching TV and being mindless. Ease is about alignment. And what did we say before? Alignment is a spiritual thing. So I bring up this whole winter thing because it's an example of not going contrary to nature. Nature is hibernating, and so should you, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I said before, ease does not necessarily equal easy, because hibernating at a time when society is like, go, 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 move, 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 it's hard. It takes challenging. Let me say it's not hard, it's challenging. It takes some deprogramming to reprogram your subconscious to realize that hibernation is when I rest. Hibernation is when I rest in my body. And to be honest, if I'm gonna keep it 100, probably a lot of you are feeling tired right now. You have the motivation perhaps mentally, but your body just hasn't caught up. Or you feel like you're trudging through the mud, like trying to do new things right now feels challenging. It's because you're meant to rest. However, during this hibernation period, this is when you focus on your alignment, and you do that mentally and you do it spiritually. Okay. You have to be very intentional about this as well, right? This isn't like, oh, this sounds good. Like maybe I'll think. No, you have to be like, listen, I am committing, especially because we're still in Capricorn season. Winter has very much Capricorn energy signature. I'm committing to this mindset. I'm committing myself to being in alignment with who I am and what I am meant to do, what my purpose is. We are at a time right now where and understand, we live in a 3D world. We need money to survive, like point blank period. I will never downplay that. However, trading your time for money, especially using that time to work in a business that's not yours or in a job that does not speak to your soul, that shit is on its way out, point blank period. So it's time to really get with the program and figure out what you are here to do. What is your purpose? What is your calling? No one is saying that you need to drop everything right now and just do it, right? Like go balls to the wall and do it. Now is not the time for that anyway. But you need to figure out what that is and become aligned to that frequency, okay? But again, you have to be conscious and intentional about aligning to this ease. It's not just going to come to you. Remember, we've been programmed for thousands of years. Well, let me say hundreds of years, definitely since the Industrial Revolution. We've been programmed to work hard, to work a 9 to 5, to work for someone else, to work in something just to pay the bills. And I'm going to get to that concept in a little bit. But now it's time to deprogram. And now it's time to align to ease. All right. And this is also the reason why I said ease does not equal easy, because like I said, society's on go, 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 New Year's resolution, start something new, start real big, do this, do that. Like you have to resist the temptation to buy into that right now. Again, I'm not saying that you need to be lazy, but it starts here. It starts in the minds. It's about alignment. It's about ease. So resist the temptation to be like, well, everyone else is doing it, or succumbing to peer pressure and feeling like, well, I got to do this. Everyone else is doing it. Like you've seen those videos where it's like, there's a group of people running and you just see people just start running and they have no idea why they're running or following the group. Resist the temptation to do that. All right. And I feel like when I say alignment equals ease or abundance equals ease, doesn't that like spark your curiosity? I'm sure that some of you were like, well, what does that really look like? What does that feel like? Allow your curiosity to flourish with this. Be curious about what that means. Be curious about expanding on this and experiencing in your life. Okay. So again, this is about your divine guidance. Again, it's not about being lazy. This is about your purpose, your mission. Following your North Star is where abundance lies, right? And you can understand what your purpose is by looking at your natal chart, understanding where your North Node is, your midheaven. There are a lot of things in your natal chart that can sort of point out to you or spark your memory as to what it is that you're here to do. Okay. So definitely, if you haven't already, you may want to consider booking a natal chart reading so you can figure out, or at least start to figure out, what your North Star or your life purpose is. All right. It's also about following the guidance of your ancestors and your spirit guides, God, higher self, the universe, your spirit guide, your ancestors. Remember, I said this alignment, ease is alignment. Alignment is spiritual. This guidance, right? You know where your North Star is, but this guidance is coming from above. It's coming from the other realms. So this is a time to really tap in. This is a time of meditation. It's a time of ancestor veneration, like setting up your altar, taking the time to forge and cultivate that relationship with your spirit guides. That's how you're going to figure out what to do to align to ease and abundance in your life this year. Okay. And rest. Like, I cannot stress this enough, how important rest is. And I'm sure that many of you are experiencing this. Like, again, you may feel physically tired, drained. Maybe you're emotionally drained. Maybe you're mentally drained. Rest. You're going to need it later because we're not going to be in hibernation forever. At some point, it is going to be go time, right? It is going to be time to light that fire and start some shit. So rest up now because you're going to need the energy. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And Capricorn energy is all about that. It's about, mental training, mental and spiritual training for this marathon. So rest, 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 okay? This is also being sparked by the Capricorn new moon. While I'm very much aware of the astrology of the new moon, right? And if you want to know more about that, I have a video all about that, which I'll link below. Spiritually, we are at a time when the tides are really turning. And I feel like this has been sparked by this Capricorn new moon. So if you're feeling that energy shift, especially this week, within the last couple of days, that is likely why. This Capricorn new moon is like, oh, nope, we have a new system. We are about to start operating on a new foundation under a new program where we're not doing all this heavy lifting, busy work, where we align with our mission. We allow ourselves to be led by God, by our spirit team, by our ancestors, and we live a life of ease, point blank period. Okay. This is a time of creating a new structure for abundance and healing from the old one. That is why rest is so important, because we're not only in alignment, right? We're also doing healing work. And when it comes to this healing work, what needs to be healed is the mindset that we've been fed, that we've been force fed, right? Always working, even if on the wrong things. That we need to heal from that. We need to deprogram that and heal from it and let it go. Always looking for hacks, shortcuts, or different ways to be productive. Productivity is going to have a whole new look, a whole new connotation, and a whole new energy signature as we move into the future. Specifically, when Pluto moves into Aquarius this year, productivity is not going to be the same. All of these books, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking productivity. There are times when you need to understand how to work smarter, not harder, when you're actually doing overt work, right? However, it's going to be about alignment first. That spiritual alignment first is what's going to be factored into the energy of productivity. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the other thing that needs to be healed is working out of fear. If I don't work hard, I won't have anything. Or if I don't work, I'm not going to make money. Or a lack mentality, right? Feeling like you don't have enough. This is going to be a year that shows you that abundance is all around you. You are always tapped in. Well, abundance is always around you. You always have the ability to tap into it. We live in an infinitely abundant universe. So do not buy into the notion of lack, right? But that fear of, I don't have enough, and that knee-jerk reaction of, well, let me work more. Let me take on more hours. Let me do more overtime. That shit is dead, honey, especially this year. All right. But these are the things that we are healing from. Okay. This is a time of inception. Okay. Now, if you've seen the movie Inception, the concept of that movie is what came to me when I got this message. You know how the group basically traveled to other people's dreams in order to change things, right? That is what we are doing within ourselves. We are incepting a new mindset. We are incepting a new program that starts from within. And where does it start from within? Alignments, that spiritual alignment that I keep reiterating, okay? It starts in the mind. And also understand, this is an important side note, you can't think if your nervous system is deregulated or dysregulated, or I'm not sure of the word, don't come for me. Or if you're exhausted from working all the time, that does not allow you to create. It allows you to stay on the hamster wheel, pumping out hours and not really getting anything, all right? So understand that this is a time of inception. Now, this message I really loved. It's the message of daydreaming. We are taught to shut down our imaginative facilities to work, right? Working is not about daydreaming. It's not about sitting there and thinking about things that you want, thinking about how you want your life to be. This is the hallmark activity of this rest period, of this hibernation period that we are in, daydreaming. And daydreaming with like that Leo kind of energy, that childlike energy, that energy of anything is possible, or that energy of fun and lightheartedness. Daydream, okay? Dare to dream a life where you don't have to chase everything, okay? Like, we're at the time, or we at a time in history where the divine feminine is waking up. And the divine feminine energy is about attracting, not chasing. With everyone wanting to dismantle the patriarchy, a big portion of the patriarchy is having to chase things, hunt things down. You eat what you kill kind of mentality. No, baby, we're attracting. What we want comes to us with ease because we're in alignment, okay? You create the opportunities to come to you, right? I want to call this, what just came to mind was like, and this is no shade to anyone. It's more, I call it the Jehovah's Witness effect, right? Rather than having to knock on every single door, what if everyone just comes to you and you can speak your message and people just come to you easily? You know how many Saturday mornings that would save some of these people from having to go door to door, right? And again, I mean, no disrespect with that, right? But it's attracting what comes, the right opportunities. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the not so right opportunities may be attracted to you too, but imagine where everything that you want, that you need, that's in alignment, that's perfect for you, just comes to you, right? Have you ever had a situation where things just fall into place like pieces to a puzzle? It's like you need a job. You speak to a friend who says, hey, I know someone who's hiring. You talk to the person who's hiring. Not only do they give you the job, but the job is absolutely everything that you wanted. And all you did was talk to your friend, right? That's the kind of ease, the kind of things just flowing together positively that we can enjoy this year and beyond, okay? And again, it's not about hard work, labor, backbreaking labor, okay? Like I said before, the times of hard work equaling success are dead. We are doing alignment work, purposeful work. Spiritually led work is where the abundance resides. Okay, my loves? It's your enlightenment that's being brought on by rest and reflection. I'm going to say that again. It's your enlightenment that's being brought on by rest and reflection. And that is what will break the shackles of this programming that we have been tied to for so long. Enlightenment brought on by rest and reflection, okay? It's also a time of reclaiming your time. Time is becoming more valuable. Trading it for money via hard labor, backbreaking work, or busy work is no longer the wave. I want you to take this message as like a wake-up call. Things are going to change. I know you feel it already. The energy is shifting majorly, and it's only going to become more apparent, especially when Pluto moves into Aquarius. So it's time to get with the program. It's time to get on board. And remember I said, it's not necessarily going to be easy. It requires deprogramming to reprogram to this new concept, this new frequency of alignment, but it is time. It's time, all right? You have so much to offer the world. Your mission is going to become super important to the point where if you are out of alignment, especially if you are a spiritual being, and understand, not everyone is a spiritual being. Not everyone is meant to wake up or ascend in this incarnation. So this isn't the time to be Captain Save-A-Ho or try to get everyone on board. Like, let people wake up as they are meant to wake up. However, if you have woken up, if you are on this spiritual journey, if you are a spiritual being, if you are out of alignment from your mission, life is going to become very uncomfortable for you because spirit is just trying to get you to stay in your lane. Do what you're here to do. We're all here to do something. And the more you resist that, the more uncomfortable things are going to be, right? So this is a time where the world needs you for who you are and what you are here to bring to the world, right? But you can't do that if you're drained, if your nervous system is all fucked up, if your mind is cluttered because it's cluttered with somebody else's work shit, right? Like this is the time to really get on board with this. And I'm sure you already realize this or know this. They drain you on purpose. It is their purpose to drain you, to keep you busy, to keep you on that hamster wheel because it serves their purpose, not yours. They don't want you to be enlightened. They don't want you to have ease because that means that you don't need them anymore, right? So get off the hamster wheel and get into alignment. Again, it's time to have a new relationship and elevate the frequency of work and productivity. So I'll give you a perfect example. So when I was in college, I interned with a famous publicist. And she was great. She represented a lot of A-list celebrities. Like, it was such exciting work. But I was an intern, so I was doing the grunt work, right? I had to put these press kits together. And at that point in time, press kits were physical. It was like a folder with all of the news clippings, their headshot. We had to put all these folders together. So that was my job after class, like twice a week. And so you're literally sitting down, just stuffing folders, copying things and putting them in folders. And one day she said to me, "You need to work harder. You don't look busy enough." And I'm like, how busy can I look putting folders together? Like I'm doing the work. You see me doing the work. Like, she wanted me to look busy. People want you to look busy because they think busy, looking busy, or even being busy is productive. And it's not, especially if you're out of alignment. You just doing a whole bunch of work for no fucking reason, essentially, right? So this is a time to redefine what work and productivity are. And again, it's enlightenment from rest and reflection. And this ease is all about alignment, okay? Master your emotions. Don't allow yourself to get swayed or tempted by what everyone else is doing. If everyone else was jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge, would you do it? Probably not. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, be one-track minded. Decide and be intentional that this is what you're going to do. This is the program that you're running, and do what you need to do to get with the program, okay? Don't be afraid to disappoint people. Don't be afraid to break any hearts. Don't be afraid even to disappear for a little while, right? This is a time of hibernation. Don't be afraid if people are going to be in their feelings or if they're going to feel some type of way. Now, I say that like you got to do this. Like if you have a high demanding job right now, this is, again, it's not just throwing up your hands and being like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to be lazy. But ask your guides for guidance on how to do this, and you will be guided to do it. All right, my love. So this was a message that was super duper important that I was, again, urged to give. I hope it finds the right people. I hope that you heed this message, and I hope that you enjoy the sheer bliss and abundance that comes from a life of ease and alignment. All right, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing year, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.